This week in Jamaica Now, a reckless stunt by a motorist and ridiculous response by the police.
I believe that I should educate people first before I hold them accountable.
But a second video has raised questions as to whether it's actually the real driver who was let off the hook. New JTA boss wants whipping reintroduced for convicted paedophiles. Why the UWI has rescinded the appointment of a lecturer. FLA cracking down on rogue gun permit holders. Moravian Church says sorry to sexual abuse victims 2 years after its pastor is convicted for sex crimes. And the wife of the opposition leader takes issue with the Integrity Commission's report on real estate assets. I'm Althea Mackenzie in for Damon Mitchell, and this is Jamaica Now. The Jamaica Constabulary Force was left embarrassed this week over its handling of a blatant case of reckless driving along Dunrobin Avenue in St. Andrew. In a video of the incident, a Mercedes-Benz was used to perform several stunts at an intersection along the road, narrowly missing a crash in the process. The head of the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, Assistant Commissioner Gary Welsh, later met with the driver before taking him to the stunt location where they both faced the media. ACP Welsh has sought to defend criticisms that he was too lenient on the motorist.
In the last 3 days, I have given 140 chances.
Right.
Because that's my right to do. This will not last for long. I believe that I should educate people first before I hold them accountable. And that's exactly what I'm doing.
But days later, a second video emerged, raising questions as to whether Dennis Dietrich was actually the driver of the vehicle. In the second video, the driver appeared to be of a different complexion than Dietrich. The newly installed president of the Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, Owen Speed, wants convicted paedophiles to be routinely flogged with the once-feared cat-o'-nine. The punishment was outlawed several years ago. While noting that corporal punishment has been outlawed in schools, Speed sees nothing wrong with it being used in the penal system against paedophiles. He says that if any paedophile was found in the education system, the JTA would distance itself from that person and allow the law to take its course. The University of the West Indies, UWI Mona, has terminated the contract of a lecturer amid questions about his mental state. Dr. Renee Williamson, who is trained as a chemical and biomedical engineer, was expected to take up his appointment as lecturer at the Mona campus on August 1 in the Faculty of Engineering on a 3-year contract. However, it appears the UWI cut ties as the lecturer made his way on a flight to Jamaica from the United States where he was living. Williamson, who is from Trenchtown and attended Kingston College, has taught at Yale as well as the Johns Hopkins University and the University of Trinidad and Tobago. Williamson says that while the UWI has a right to hire and fire as it sees fit, his greatest concern is how his private medical information was handled. It was revealed on social media platforms that he suffers from bipolar disorder and is dubbed the, quote, mad professor who them fire after 1 day, unquote. The Licensing Authority, FLA, says it has been cracking down on rogue holders of permits who have not been paying due regard to the conditions of their licenses. Among those being targeted are persons who have used their weapons to threaten spouses, those who engage in illegal gun salutes at parties and funerals, and others who leave firearms lying around carelessly. According to FLA CEO Shane Dalling, the agency has punished several persons for acting contrary to the conditions of their firearm permit or license. Dalling says there have also been instances where licensed firearm holders issue threats via social media to their own detriment. A major probe is now underway to determine how a fake doctor was allowed to work at the Spanish Town Hospital for more than a week. The imposter apparently showed up for work in the Accident and Emergency Department 1 day late last month. He was donned in a doctor's uniform with the required medical gear and proceeded to, quote, carry out duties. Nurses who have been working at the institution for several years became suspicious following complaints from patients and questionable diagnoses from the doctor, which caused them to call the hospital security. The police were summoned and they took the fake doctor into custody. The Moravian Church in Jamaica and the Cayman Islands has said sorry to the victim of the sexual assault perpetrated by convicted pastor Rupert Clark. The apology comes a year after Clark pleaded guilty to having sexual intercourse with a person under the age of 16 years. In an advertisement in Wednesday's Gleaner, the church outlined a number of initiatives it has implemented to prevent similar occurrences. The initiatives include a child care and protection policy, as well as an independent commission to investigate allegations of inappropriate behavior of past and current staff members. It has also moved to introduce psychological and psychometric testing for all persons being recruited, as well as compulsory training for everyone slated to participate as counselors at annual summer camps. Last year, March, the 65-year-old pastor was sentenced to 8 years in prison on 2 counts of having sexual intercourse with a person under the age of 16 years old. He was arrested in December 2016 after a police team on patrol in a community near Santa Cruz observed a parked car that aroused their suspicion. They went to investigate and reportedly found the pastor having sex with a child. Clark was the pastor of the Nazareth Moravian Church in Medstone, Manchester. The wife of opposition leader Dr. Peter Phillips has suggested that the Integrity Commission is to be blamed for the grossly underreported figure representing the value of their assets published in the Jamaica Gazette. The Commission, in a summary report of Phillips's declaration, which was gazetted last month, disclosed that the opposition leader, his wife, well-known attorney Sandra Minot Phillips, and their children declared assets and income totaling roughly $185 million last year. According to the summary, the Phillipses had real estate assets valued at $3.6 million. But Minot Phillips has revealed that the current market value for the home she owns jointly with her husband is $48 million, while a tract of land owned by her has been valued at $10 million, information she says had been disclosed to the Commission. She says the information was provided to the Integrity Commission way ahead of the publication of the summary, but it insisted on publishing the 1991 purchase price for the assets. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune in to Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Althea McKenzie. And before we go, a peek at this week's exposure, King's Yam Kingdom.
My name is Vincent Brown, I read known as King. I'm doing for a living, you know. I just farm I'm doing. Most of the yams plant. We get like water from the rain. When the rain fall, we get water. But when we have like a drought now, we have drought regular, you know. It's from a born 1969 and no water. I see my uncle and my mom carry water first time. I'm going for that big tank on the back and I'm going to buy some black tank and put up. So when the rain fall now, we have catch water. It's rough, you know. But we used it from a long time. We just continue. What we do now is just we use the grass and mulch the field to keep the yam banks cool. The good thing about it is farming yam, you know. The best when you have like, you know, say you have a yam plant and it's ripe and you can dig it and you can sell it, export man, come in, come buy it. We lose money out of the crop through the drought. But the yam made them just burn out. You know? Sun just burn them out and we get nothing out of it.